Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the four-part podcast series Beyond the Surface, Navigating Teen Mental Health. This podcast is brought to you by Inspire Me Inc.'s Be the Best Me 2.0 program, which focuses on mental health awareness. Today, we are joined by our guest, Aretha Brown, a mental health professional. Hi, Aretha. Could you please introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hi, hello, I'm Aretha Brown, and I'm a mental health professional, and I'm excited. It is a new journey for me, and so I'm just excited that Inspire Me asked me to do this podcast. So I'm Aretha Brown.
Very nice to meet you. So today our topic is going to be focusing on healthy relationships. So I have a couple questions ready for us for you to talk about. So,
Okay.
what are some key components of a healthy relationship?
Okay, some key components of a healthy relationship is respect. Respect. Each person respects each other, whatever that looks like to you. However, you feel like you need to be respected in a certain area, that person should be able to respect what you say, how you communicate, and that is another key component of a healthy relationship is communication. If we cannot talk about any and everything without getting an attitude or without getting upset, then the relationship is not healthy. We have to be able to say that you know what, that kind of bother me, or I don't totally agree with that, and then to have a dialogue about it. But it doesn't mean that we don't have to be together. It just means that I'm going to respect in that area that your agreement is a little bit different. But when it goes into I would also say that it's okay, a healthy relationship for our friends, the schools that we choose, our boyfriends, that it's okay to agree that we disagree.
Yes, that's really important.
hmm
Okay,
hmm And mhm.
3 or 4, 2. Okay, how do you establish and maintain boundaries in a relationship, and what is the importance of having boundaries?
Okay. Um, how do you establish and maintain boundaries in a relationship? Is to know what your boundaries are. For one, what are my boundaries? What do I want? What do I value? What do I not want? How do I want someone to treat me? And I think the way that we establish and maintain our boundaries is to write them down, and the importance of us having boundaries is to the importance of us having boundaries is that so we have something to follow. If we don't have any boundaries, anyone can do anything to us that we don't want them to do or that we don't want done. And so a way that you could establish and maintain your healthy boundaries is to write them down. And I wrote something down, like a healthy boundary. Like, for an example, a healthy boundary would be if you say, I don't want to be talked to disrespectfully. And so you write that down. And what does that look like for you? Okay. I don't want anyone to raise their tone to me. I don't want anyone to talk to me disrespectfully in front of my friends and out when we're alone. And so you write that down, and boundaries could look different for each and every person. So your boundaries might be different than my boundaries. Your boundaries might be different than your friend's boundaries. So that's why it's good to have them, because you know what yours are and you don't follow what someone else's is, but you say that those don't really fit what I want. So I'm going to make sure that I write them down. Another to maintain boundaries is to say if someone asks you to send them a picture that was an decent picture, a nude picture or something like that, if your boundaries are no, I will not do that, and you wrote that down, and the importance of having them is to be able to go back and look and say, no, I told myself that I would never do that. And so that goes back to a healthy relationship. If this person does not value your views, that I do not want to send you new pictures or pictures that are not healthy for me or that could harm me later, then that is not respecting your healthy boundaries. So that's the importance of having boundaries. And also, we can have boundaries, we can write them down, but the importance is sticking to the boundaries that you have. You can make them, but then when they come along, it's like, okay, I have to stick to and I have to adhere to these boundaries that I have put into place for myself.
Yes, that makes complete sense. I really like the idea of writing them down. I think like having, at least for me personally, having it physically in my face is a really good reminder to respect myself and follow my own boundaries.
Mm-hmm. And you can actually text them to yourself. So you just, put your number in your telephone and text your boundaries to yourself. That is so you could always see them, even using, I know you guys always have your phones in your hand. So anything, notepad, what else can I say? Anything where you could see it on your phone, have it there. It could even be your screensaver for a certain amount of time if that's what you need in that moment of your life.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah. How do you prioritize self-care while also nurturing your relationship?
Okay. How do you prioritize self care while also nurturing your relationship? I think self care is important to know what you like. What you prioritize your self-care by knowing what do you like. If you like to go to the movies, if you like to get your nails done or get your feet done, that's your self-care. So prioritize your self-care for you, not what your friend's self-care might be roaming the mall all day, might be window shopping, but that may not be your self-care. So prioritize your self-care to fit you. And that's how you will nurture the relationships that you have, whether it's friendships, whether it's business, whether it's boyfriend and girlfriend. You prioritize your self-care is for you, not for anyone else. So prioritize it by knowing what you love to do and be intentional about that. If this is your self-care day, but you allow your boyfriend or your friend to come with you, you make it clear in the beginning that this is my self-care day. So we can only do things that I like to do within this time frame or whatever you guys agree with, that you do that self-care, and don't feel bad about saying no. I don't want to do that. This is my self-care and this is what I want to do. Or even don't feel bad if you want to have some time to yourself. If you don't want to be around other people at the time, don't feel bad for saying no, because you have to rejuvenate yourself so that you can be everything that you want to be for everybody else. And when your friends call and say, oh, you're acting funny today, tell them, yes, I am. I'm taking time for me. That's my self-care. And if you're taking it as acting funny, then maybe I am acting funny on today.
Yeah, I think that's really good to just like learn how to say no and prioritize yourself. I think those are really good points to have when you're trying to just prioritize yourself and taking care of yourself. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Can you discuss the importance of communication in fostering strong relationships with friends and family?
Mm. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I'm just kind of reading the question and taking it
Of
in.
course.
And can you discuss the importance of communication in fostering strong relationships with friends and family? The importance of communication is teaching someone how to treat you, teaching someone what do you need in at a certain point in time. No one can read your mind. Your friends can't read your mind, your parents can't read your mind, your cousins, your boyfriend cannot read your mind. So the importance of communication and fostering strong relationships is letting someone know how you feel, letting your family know that this is what I like and this is what I don't like, so that an example would be for a young lady maybe who doesn't really like to wear dresses. Let's say she don't like to dress girly. She like pant, jeans, t-shirts, hoodies, tennis shoes, or whatever. So the importance, if you communicated that with your family, it will help you to have a strong relationship when gift time come, because family members know, don't buy her any heels, she don't like heels. Don't buy her a purse, she doesn't like purses. So when you've had that healthy communication, the family can say, "Ooh, I'm gonna go to," I'm trying to think of American Eagle or Aeropostale, and get her a pair of jeans, or get her a gift card so she can choose her own jeans or her own graphic T-shirt that she would like to wear. So that is the importance of having of the communication within strong relationships, because your family loves you, but sometimes we just don't know what you like or exactly what you like, and we may think this is healthy for you, but you don't feel like that's healthy for you. And so I know that in 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 certain cultures, well, in all cultures, your family, your parents are the ones who are in charge, or who are the authoritarians, are, so, but if you have the conversations with them, they may be able to understand a little bit better. They may have more compassion and more empathy for who you are. And okay, our culture says this, or this says what we're supposed to do, but my child is communicating with me that they really don't like that. And we may be able to understand in certain senses that, okay, let me respect my child's wishes, and then too, it may become where the parent may say, well, can we have a mutual agreement that this time you'll do this? But then you guys are you you're teaching them how to respect you, and they're teaching you how to respect them. So that's the importance of communication in fostering strong relationships, is that you're teaching people how to treat you, how you like to be treated, and vice versa. Even as your parents are teaching you how they want to be respected, and how they want to be treated.
Yes, I think it was like goes back to what you were saying previously, like make sure your needs are like respected, make sure you're respected. And the only way people can do that is by communicating that to them and letting them know. As you said before, people can't read your mind.
Hmm. Yes,
Yes.
yes, they cannot. I've sometimes assumed that, but as I've grown, I realized, no, you have to tell people, you know what? As simple as, I don't like chocolate ice cream, I like strawberry. Nope, the person may bring you Rocky Road every time, but if you never say, I don't like chocolate ice cream, how would they know?
Absolutely. Such a good point made. What initial steps can individuals take to lay the foundation for a healthy relationship?
The initial steps an individual can take to lay down the foundation for a healthy relationship is to know your values, know who you are, um, look up what are my values, what do I like, know what you like to do to lay a healthy for lay the foundation for a healthy relationship. Google can take you wherever. Put that question in, and how do I want to be treated? What does it look like to have a healthy relationship? Because sometimes we've been in unhealthy relationships for so long that we assume that that's the norm. And so the foundation for a healthy relationship is actually finding out what is a healthy relationship. You may go to different classes or something that may have what is a healthy relationship. Or when you look up the information, you pin some of the things or you write it out. Say how if you were writing a research paper for school. And so you would research healthy relationships. And so the initial steps would be to research so that you can start laying the foundation and pulling some things out to what you want. And then after you've got your maybe 5 key points that you want, you write them down on the paper. So I've researched, wrote it down, made kind of like a outline, and so that I know what I want, and then I would say a third step is to practice them. Practice them, put them into place, practice them with your friends. You call you call your girlfriend and say, girl, I'm about to practice these healthy relationship foundations with you. And so you put it into practice. Anything just like with your schoolwork and how you're learning. You have to study in order to get good grades. You have to practice all of these things in order for them to actually take place.
Thank you so much for that. Yes.
You're
And then I
welcome.
think this will be our last question for today. What should you do if you find yourself in a toxic relationship, and who can you reach out to for help?
Okay. If you find yourself in a toxic relationship, have already in place a support system and people you trust, people who you have developed relationships with. It can be your it can be your parents, it can be an aunt, it can be a teacher or someone that you met at church, it could be your youth leader, but have a support system already in place so that you can tell someone that if it when it gets too toxic or when it's toxic at all, you can tell someone that they can talk to you and give you sound advice and to and I know that is difficult, but to leave that toxic relationship alone. And but you know, what are some things that if you find yourself in the toxic relationship, have a support system and believe in your support system. Believe that they have your best interests at heart, and don't allow the person, the situation to isolate you from anyone or anything else. Like sometimes when people find themselves in toxic relationships, the person has told them that their family doesn't love them. You don't need your friends, you have me. So if anybody tries to isolate you, that is not a healthy relationship already in the beginning. And so if you find yourself in something like that, you say, I don't know, because my mom has always been here for me. So why wouldn't she be here for me now? So, and if you don't feel comfortable talking to people in your family, there are hotlines. Google, I need help with a toxic relationship. And so many things will come up for numbers you can call. And some of them are just text numbers. You text it and it text you information back. Or some of them are just call, you talk to the person and they give you information and they'll give you the resources to reach out to different areas to help you in those toxic relationships. And who can you reach out to for help? Recently, I went to a presentation with the Child Abuse Prevention Council, and they have so many resources that will help you. It helps you in how to have healthy relationships. They have free groups that you go to learn what is toxic and what is not toxic. So that would be a area that I would somewhere where I would Google what does the CAPC have, and I had never been there, but the presentation was so wonderful. And then they sent you on a tour of a building that they set up that where people have been in abusive relationships or toxic relationships. So you got to travel through times in different people's lives while they told their stories, and you went through different rooms. So that would be I would say that would be one starting point, but there are so many things out there, but I feel like CAPC can help you in multiple areas.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're
I
welcome.
also wanted to share one resource that we were able to find. Um, if you're in the San Joaquin County, you can dial or text 988 and they will give you immediate help. They're a mental health and wellness resource. So you could just dial that number or text them, whatever you're more comfortable with, and they will be there to help you. And as always, you can go visit inspiremeinc.org, which is our website for any resource or any issues or anything you need help with. You can always go visit our website at www.inspiremeinc.org. Okay. I wanted to say thank you so much to Arita for joining us and sharing your insight on what is a healthy relationship. And we're really happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining into our podcast, and that'll be it.
Have a